thanks for coming along today to have a chat about the work that you do as a corporate lawyer, as a fee share consultant.
Hi, Clara.
Just to sort of start things as a bit of background, really, talk me through your legal career sort of from the early days up until the point that you decided to be a consultant.
Sure. So I've been a lawyer for around 35 years. Started at Freshfields. I became a partner at BLP as it was before being BCLP now. And I was at Fladgate for the 11 years as one of their senior partners before moving to Bexley Beaumont last December. Yeah, December 2024.
And presumably through that time, corporate has always been your focus.
Yep, yeah. Always been a corporate lawyer.
Oh,
Yes.
fabulous. And so what was it attracted you then to the consultants or fee share arrangement?
Um, yeah, there were a number of reasons. I think it was really the chance to be completely in control of everything I do.
Mm,
So who I act for, what I charge, where I work, when I work. Um, that was sort of that freedom was one aspect.
mhm.
Financially, I thought it was there was every chance of it being a good move for me.
Mm.
Um, there's the opportunity to earn a far larger share of what I originated and build than is the case even at a very profitable traditional firm.
Mhm.
Uh, let's be honest, no more office politics. That was that was a big attraction. I'd been a partner for 25 years, and yeah, not. I don't think anybody is ever attracted by so-called office politics.
Well, yeah, there's a fine line between sort of the people management and then yes, embroiled in office politics comes right after, doesn't it? So I can see that definitely.
Yes,
No.
uh, and then actually, I'm in the autumn of my career, so I was also sort of looking at a partnership deed that had a retirement age in, and that was something that was not a million miles away, and that isn't the case here. And you can go on. I don't feel that I'm ready to be put out to pasture quite yet, and it's a good feeling that if I want to work until I'm uh, whatever,
Mm-mm.
75, beyond, before, whatever it is,
Mm-mm.
it's up to me. And if I get to a stage where I'm working 3 mornings a week because that's what works for me, then I can do that, and it's completely up to me. So
Mm.
yeah, they were the motivating factors.
No, fair enough. So yeah, freedom, flexibility is what I'm hearing, definitely.
Yes.
Um, how many fee share firms did you explore before making the choice to go with Bexley Beaumont?
Um, I had a serious discussion with a smaller fee share firm. I then sort of had a discussion with two people I knew at the two largest versions of fee share firms, and yeah, didn't get the right feeling from them. And then yeah, got introduced to Bexley Beaumont. I've never heard of them, and so that was that was slightly weird, but yeah. So it was three, and then Bexley Beaumont.
Yeah, yeah. I guess that's a reflection as well on how the market is changing so much and new firms are coming up all the time. Like you say, there's the big ones that have done the fee share for a long time, but there's new players now as well.
Yeah, but
So
it was also interesting because I mean there was somebody suggested another fee share firm, and I'd done a whole transaction with them on the other side, and even being in the business, I had no idea that they were a fee share firm. So
okay,
that
yeah,
to
yeah.
to to the outside world, yeah, it's something that's of fascination, I think, to lawyers and perhaps financial players, but you know, to the outside world, there really is no difference.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Yes, it's an internal distinction rather than external. So, what was it specifically then about Bexley Beaumont that sort of attracted you?
Uh, Look, they have grown unbelievably. They've got
Yeah.
to around 80 partners in 5 years, which is, some traditional law firms take 500 years to get to 80 partners. So they must have been doing something right. I really liked the founders, Karen Bexley and Anna Beaumont. They were they're sunny, and yeah, we really gelled. I think they're ambitious, and they seemed genuinely determined to create something fresh,
Mm,
and that was attractive. And the idiosyncrasy of this opportunity was that they're both from Manchester, so Bexley Beaumont has grown more quickly in the northwest than elsewhere, and uh, so this gave me the opportunity to play a strategic role in the growth. They wanted to recruit more in London. I'm based in London.
mm,
I suppose I'm well networked in London, so it was, yeah, I think for them it was an opportunity to have a pair of feet on the ground in London, and for
mm,
me it was uh, a chance to do something uh, as part of growing a company as well as
mm,
just
mm.
doing the legal work.
Sure. Yeah, yeah. Get in at the right time, sort of things have a really good impact. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, fine. And what was the biggest fear that you had to overcome to sort of take the leap into fee share? I think lots of people do see it as a bit of a fearful step, for better, rightly or wrongly. But what was
Yeah,
your biggest concern?
I had a lot, if I'm honest, and I'm very sort of, I suppose almost like I can say them casually, but of course they were very, I'd spent my whole career uh, in different versions of the same model,
Mm,
and
mm,
it was going outside your comfort zone is naturally a scary thing. Um, I think on a very basic level, at the end of each month for the last 35 years, I knew I was going to get a paycheck coming in,
sure.
and that isn't the case anymore. So that's that was probably the biggest fear. Um, I've said already, I hadn't heard of Bexley Beaumont, so would I be able to attract clients with a lesser known brand than I had been working with previously? Uh, I wondered if I'd be a silo and miss miss the office
Mm,
environment. I wondered. Everybody asks me. Every lawyer asks me. How does it work from a support perspective? Is there support? What if you need? I'm a corporate lawyer. What if I need somebody to do employment or real estate? Blah blah blah. So would I have support from other partners? Would I have support from juniors? So there was, yeah, there was a lot of sort of pretty fundamental fears
mm,
that I
mm.
had, and yeah, had to overcome them, and trust that yeah, they wouldn't materialize.
Sure, trust in the process. No, fair
Yeah.
enough. And what do you see then, sort of on the other side? What have been the biggest positives about working in the current setup, both for yourself and for your clients? Because, like you said, maybe it does or it doesn't affect them, but are there positives for you as well as your clients?
Oh, it's been the best thing I've ever done. There's absolutely no doubt I'm the happiest I've been in my career.
Wow.
It's been an absolute sort of boost in so many aspects. It sounds perhaps a little OTT to say, but it's complete liberation, and I don't keep timesheets unless I want to, unless there's a specific reason to. So I don't. Uh, you're so used to it that you don't realize what, I don't know any other profession that sort of timesheets are such a in judged on every how many units you do, and when you think about it, it's such a weird way of working. It's so counterproductive. Uh, you know, why should your clients think that why should they pay you by how long it takes you to do a job? I mean, you don't get that in any other business. You want the client wants an outcome, and you give them a price, and that's what I do now. And I don't have any restrictions on doing that. It makes so much more sense for the client, and it makes more sense for me because I end up with a happy client rather than somebody who I've got to come to at the end. So it took me longer, or I feel pressurized because it's running over because I'm going to get a finance partner coming in, and are we going to recover this? So that's unbelievably liberating. Going back to what I said before, there's no office politics to deal with. There's no HR department. There's no there's all of the things that lawyers don't like. There's none of that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the time recording, I mean, goodness, I think everyone would love the job if the time recording was removed, wouldn't they? That's probably the
Well,
overriding thing that lawyers tell
there are
me.
two. I think there are two. When people move to private practice, sorry, when they move from private practice to in-house, and of course I haven't done that, but they say there's two things that they find liberating. One is the no timesheets, and the other is not having to get the clients. So don't get me wrong, you still absolutely have to go out and get the clients, but I'm used to that. I've always done that, and it's a funny thing that when I've been speaking to people about have you made the move, they go, where do the clients come from? And I'm like, same place as they always have done in the past, from me going out and networking or clients recommending me. So or my reputation in certain types of work and certain sectors, that's where the work comes from. It does make me laugh that people think that there's some sort of you know magic tree of jobs that come in, and that people come in and they call the reception at a traditional law firm and say, I'm about to sell my business, and the receptionist goes, well, you must use Ian Brent. And
Yeah,
nothing could be further from the truth.
yeah.
It may be the case that at certain types of firms, maybe maybe it happens like that at the magic circle. I doubt it even happens like that in reality there. The truth is that the relationships of certainly in the market that I operate in, as in sort of with entrepreneurs as my core client base, this is very much personal relationships. So that was so a few other things. What are the positives? I mean, you don't waste any time at all on unproductive things. So there's no meetings, internal meetings. There's no going around the table, telling, saying it with 50 people saying how busy they are and talking about their jobs and showing off and blah, blah, blah. None of that sort of stuff. There's no unnecessary commuting. I personally choose to work from home 4 days a week, and I go into the city 1 day a week, and I have all my meetings back to back, and I love that efficiency. That itself gives me a full day back to my life.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to be much more entrepreneurial in how I work, so I can do jobs for people sort of on a contingent basis if I feel that's worthwhile. I don't have to go to a finance partner and justify why I may be doing something in a certain way. That's wonderful. There's There's a great expression. I think it was an author, maybe Joyce, said, "Comparison is the thief of joy," and uh, getting statistics around telling you, how every partner in the firm is done in the last week.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a great feeling if you're top of the tree in every parameter, but I don't think it's a very healthy way of working.
Yeah.
You don't have targets. I mean,
Except your own, I suppose.
except you're only if you make, if you choose to make yourself targets, and
Mm.
that is, I don't know. Some people may find that a
Well,
good thing, but as long
mm,
as you're right, as you say, Clara, if they're self-imposed, they're good. But what you don't
yeah.
want is for somebody to say, "Well, you did well last year," means you can do 20% better next year.
Mm,
Uh,
mm.
so so many good things, so
So
many
many good
amazing
things.
things.
Well, and
Yeah.
if your target is to work 4 days a week and then have one day in the city with meetings back to back, that's a great target, isn't it, in itself that you've achieved? It's not always your working arrangement and setup. If that's your target of your balance, then
Well,
it's
that's
a
not so much. I mean, that's just efficiency, and
yeah, yeah,
I'm not working less by any means. In fact,
yeah, yeah.
I'm completely motivated because
Mm.
if you bring the money in, you get paid, and you get paid quickly, and
Sure.
that is really, really, really motivating. You don't have to wait for 2 years until you're evaluated by a remuneration committee for whether
Mm,
what you've
mm,
done has done counts. You
mm,
you, you get you get your money within can be within a few days of Bexley Beaumont getting paid. So
mm.
it's way more motivating, and as I say, financially, it's way more rewarding. I mean, you get about double the percentage
Yeah.
that would actually end up coming to you, even as a senior equity partner
Mm.
at a big law firm. Um, at the law firm, of course, there's so many more costs that they have to deal with,
Absolutely.
offices, all the different departments,
Mm,
the
mm,
non the support staff, associates, Christmas parties, sick pay, blah blah blah. All of this sort of stuff
mm,
ultimately comes
mm.
out of the equity partners' the money,
No,
and
fair enough.
there isn't any of that.
No. So would you say then, I mean, probably not after hearing you speak, but I know when I speak to people, some people say, oh, but there must be a catch. What's the catch? Is there a catch?
No,
No.
no,
That's
there isn't.
the
I mean,
short answer. Absolutely.
look, it doesn't mean it's right for everybody. If you're somebody
Equally.
who
Mm,
um, has got no client base, then it's probably not good for you. It could be in as much as if you had a niche and you got a lot of referrals internally, because I still have to work out to
mm,
people with other specialities. Uh, so and if you're at a stage of your life where you absolutely need to be guaranteed to get a smooth income every month, that then those sorts of things
mm,
are,
mm,
are different, and um, could be described as that may affect the decision for somebody to come here. But
mm.
is there a is there a catch to, to receiving double the percentage that you would an equity firm? No, there isn't a catch.
No, fair enough. So looking back then, do you wish you'd moved to the fee share model sooner?
No, it's not
No.
just because that's not how I lead my life. If you
Mm,
have
mm,
regrets and think, doesn't help if I sit there
mm.
thinking, "Ooh, I can't turn the clock back," and I'm just glad that I'm even asking myself that question now, because it means that I'm in a happy place now and I'm in the right place. And uh, it's good that you even asked that question. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
that's
and I
that's
think
really
it
it.
probably shows as well that with all things, there's a right time and a place, isn't there? You know, like you said, in terms of your career and where you were at and all this sort of thing, then it fits. I think that's what I'm always trying to do with people when I talk to them is find that, you know, the right move for their time of life and where they're at and their client base and everything else, the work they do, you know, that it fits all round.
Yes, that's absolutely right. You know, what has surprised me though was that I think perhaps if I had sort of ascribed a reputation for people who had moved to this model, it may be people, frankly, at my stage of the career, you know, sort of you know, the autumn of their career, but there's people of every age in at Bexley Beaumont, from well, just every age. I mean, literally, I don't think there's you
Mm,
know there's probably even I would say there probably is a wider sort of partner age range. Maybe well, it's just exactly the same. You know, there
mm,
as
mm,
other firms, and it's right for different people for different reasons. You know, it may be right because
mm,
uh, there's one guy who his wife's from another country, so they've got a house in another country, and they like to spend half the time in that country and half the time here, and just wouldn't work
right. Mm, mm,
and so he you know, there's absolutely it's expected if you like that you work remotely. So uh, at a fee share firm, so there's nobody asking any questions about that sort of thing. Um, so you know, and there are people who perhaps otherwise would have retired and but you know,
mm,
don't want to be put out to pasture yet. So there's people at the other end of the scale. There are people who want the flexibility for family reasons. There is there are people who just you know, have the ambition and have seen the light and can see that you can make a lot more money
mm, mm,
doing it this way. So there's all sorts of reasons. But you're right. It's not, you know, it isn't right for everybody at every stage.
mm, mm.
But it's definitely right for a lot of people at certain stages.
No, fair enough. And so could you see yourself ever going back to a traditional law firm structure now?
I think you can guess the answer to that.
I think I probably can.
Yeah. So the
No,
no is the short answer to that. Yeah.
no, fair enough, fair enough. Well, that's great. It's great. And I think it's great example of, say, finding something that suits you, something that fits you with what you're trying to achieve and what you're doing. And it's obviously worked for you, so that's fantastic.
It certainly has. Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming online and having a chat about it all. And yeah, we'll keep in touch.
You're welcome. All right.
Take
Nice to see you,
care.
Clara. Bye.
Bye bye.